Whoop whoop. Hola, mi gente. What's up? Tania Lòpez here from Art Zone. I am getting up here to give you guys a quick update, a small little studio vlog. If you are a follower or a subscriber or a friend, then you are aware of what I've been up to, and I kind of want to give you guys an update on some of the things that I spoke with you guys on the last video. Now, if you are new here, welcome. Normally here I go ahead and give you guys a little bit of my art journey, some tips, especially some print on demand, some crafting, some painting, just a little bit of everything. So I hope you guys find it useful for you and become a new friend. But anyways, on the last video, I was talking about how I had set some goals for my passive income side of the business, and Etsy being one of the new things that I added on. Now, disclaimer, Etsy, I don't know if I'm gonna do it long term, so I don't know the longevity of it. Because I do have my own website, which I've had since 2018. It's just that I do not have the time or really the resources to try to pull traffic that way, organically anyways. And so I said, let me go ahead and do Etsy for my digital prints or my digital items. So I have art prints up there, some phone wallpapers, what's the other thing? Some crochet charts or grids. So a couple of the digital items. I do have one listing of a physical item just because I kind of want to see what it's like as far as the shipping and all that stuff. I know I put it for free shipping, but I just want to know the whole process as far as being able to ship through physical items through Etsy. And so I did put one listing. So one of the goals that I had put for myself or set for myself was to have at least 100 listings by the end of March, which is why I'm doing this video today. I needed to make sure that March ended. I do have exactly 100 listings. Now, I did hit that goal. I was like very aware that I'm like, I need to go ahead. I'm like at the end of the line. Let me go ahead and put these last couple of listings up there. I do have other works that need to be uploaded, but I have not edited yet. I have not created all of the stuff for it. And the reason being is because I'm kind of switching gears. So now the digital items as far as creating and uploading are kind of on the back burner for me now. Of course, I'm always creating, I'm always painting, so new art prints, new greeting cards, those are the other items that I did put up there. All of those things are going to come along because I am always creating, but it is not my priority anymore. You see, I set my goal for the end of March. I went ahead, I reached that goal, put it to the side now because I have to switch gears. The next goal that I had in place is to begin working and have all of my Christmas inventory done by the end of June. So that's what I'm gonna start working on now. Now, coincidentally, for some reason, in me trying to work with my Etsy, in me trying to work with RedBubble and Society 6, and just trying to have all of those things going, I also became a little bit more involved with my Pinterest as well. As far as the data goes for Pinterest, I haven't really been monitoring it as much as I wanted to, because for some reason, in me creating content for those other platforms, especially Pinterest and TikTok, I began getting more followers on Instagram, and I decided I was going to go ahead and kind of start riding that wave. So I have, now that we're in April, we're switching gears from the digital aspects of my business to now the physical items. But to finish and tie up as far as the digital stuff goes, so Etsy, yes, I went ahead and I got it at 100 listings. Now all I gotta do is every 2 weeks go ahead and schedule posts for Etsy, which I've been doing regularly. I've been trying to have at least 3 Etsy listings on Pinterest per day. And I have a planner that I do specifically for that. And then I started adding at least 1 or 2 RedBubble listings and 1 or 2 Society 6 listings, because I have noticed that my numbers for RedBubble and Society 6 have dropped. And I don't know if it's because I haven't been paying too much attention to it. I did clean up the shop some. I know at first I was like, oh, let me just try to go ahead and do 250 listings on RedBubble. I deleted a lot of the ones that I felt were not conducive to me anymore. So now I'm actually down to 194. And I'm not too concerned about it. So I didn't quite hit the numbers as far as March went, but I'm satisfied. It wasn't my main priority. My priority was Etsy. Society 6 right now I'm at 71 listings up there, because I don't feel like all of my artwork performs well in Society 6. The demographics are slightly different. Now I do have a lot of work that I still need to go in there, edit, and do what I have to do to be able to upload it to RedBubble and upload it to Society 6. So the work is there. I just don't have the time at this moment right now, because sometimes you have to make sure you stay on a certain timeline, right? So that's the update for Etsy, RedBubble, Society 6, and Pinterest as well. Pinterest, I will say that I went from about 1,500 views to 3,400 views. So 3,400 views in the last 30 days or in the month of March. So I did, increase that by basically half. And so that's always a plus, right? I'm going to continue working on that, working on Pinterest, and utilizing that to try to bring traffic over to my Etsy shop. Now, my Etsy shop, I have made some sales. I actually did not look them up, but I think not much. I think I've done like maybe 15 sales thus far. I have been getting a lot of people favoring items. So I got to work on that and see what do I have to change up there in order for me to go ahead and turn those favorites into sales. So maybe I'll do a video later on focusing only on Etsy and my performance on Etsy for the time being. Now, what have I been working on? I mentioned that I had to start switching gears into now the physical items. I don't know what happened with the Instagram algorithm or what. I just don't know what happened. But I had already said that I was going to do a restock for my Puerto Rico coaster sets. And I had mentioned that I was going to actually change the type of varnish that I use on them. So prior to, I would use a Mod Podge, dishwasher Mod Podge. And I would just go ahead and caution people to only use like a damp cloth to clean them. But of course, do not place in the dishwasher, because at the end of the day, whether it's a dishwash Mod Podge, is popsicle sticks. So the dishwasher would, destroy them. But regardless, I decided to go ahead and change the varnish to the UV Resin, because that is kind of what I'm liking. I believe that it increases the durability and the functionality of the coasters all together. I mean, if we are going to be using them as coasters, you place a drink, it gets wet, you want to make sure that you provide some kind of protection to the coaster so that they can last you longer. Now, it's funny because I had a friend come over and help me do the base coat for the coasters, because I put together about 120 coasters, such as like this. So I'm still working on these. It takes a very long time. And when my friend came to help, it actually brought a lot of memories from when I first started. When I first started my business and just kind of wetting my toes, right? Or dipping my toes and really trying to figure out, I would sell a set of 5 for $7. This was 18, 19, 20, 21, almost 5 years ago, right? And I'm bringing this up because it's really about not realizing the value of your time, okay? I was unsure, I was insecure, and I remember one lady coming up and she was like, what are you doing? You are definitely underselling these, like underpricing them basically. And I just wasn't sure of myself, but I knew how much time it took. Now, of course, at that time, I only had made maybe like 5 sets. So I didn't feel the loss. You know, it was just like, oh, okay, fine. But I did at that time bump up the prices, and I think I had gone to like $10 or something like that. But this is the thing. My friend came and he was helping me paint the base coat, and he noticed not only how many hours it takes to assemble the coasters, how many hours it takes to even do the base coat, allowing it to cure, and then I am somewhat of a perfectionist, so I am trying to make sure that my triangle's as straight as possible and that my lines are as straight as possible, and I'm, you know, painting all these little details and stuff. At first you go ahead and you tape it, but then if you see those little things, you have to go back and clean them up, and you just, you know, you want to make sure that you put your best work out there. And now that I'm using the UV resin, I have decided to bump up the prices. And whether or not, it's funny because I had bumped up the prices, he told me, he advised, he was like, Tania, you're not charging enough for these. So I considered bumping up the prices, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna bump up the prices. It's still not as much as technically would be worth my time. And then, interestingly enough, I get another message through Instagram from another artisan in Puerto Rico, and she was like, you're basically giving your work for free. And I'm like, so it's just funny to me that I'm still struggling with this years after I have started, right? And so I was like, I thought about it. I already knew the numbers as far as how much I should be charging just for me to get a decent profit for my work, because the demand has increased, right? So I'm not just creating 5 sets of coasters anymore. I'm creating 20, 25 sets, you know, a lot. So I had to make sure that I bumped up the price, on top of the fact that now the prices have gone up for the supplies, and then I'm adding the UV resin. So I have bumped up the price. I am running a sale because I am a fan of sales. So I am running a pre-sale. So basically my plan is to have these fully restocked by April 15th. I've already received some pre-sales, and I'm giving that at a discounted price. On April 15th, the prices go up. And just to kind of give you guys, I do have some that have already cured. So as I'm making them, if those people that ordered already, if some are finished and done, then I go ahead and send it to them. You know, I'm not going to make them wait to the 15th, but here are the coaster sets, and I'm actually very excited that now, if you've gone through my channel and you've seen the Mod Podge ones, they're a little bit more dull. Well, not a little bit, they're a lot more dull. But then over time, they kind of wear off a little bit and they start looking a little bit faded. So I'm hoping that the resin now would be, again, more resistant to use, to wear and tear. So I have all of them now with the UV resin. And the thing about the UV resin is that you will go and use the UV lamp and it swell. But what a lot of people don't realize is that when you have it there, it cures, but it remains sticky because of the heat. So really nothing is better than actually putting them outside. Like after you put them for 15 minutes under the UV resin light, then you want to put them outside, and it takes away that tackiness. So it does take time. Now, another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about is the fact that if you notice, I have different color flags of different variations of the Puerto Rico flag. Now, those that have known me and have known about the coasters, because again, I've been doing them since 2018, they know that I put a date of when that flag was either utilized or brought back. Basically, it marks a moment in history, right? And I use the colors that are done in the historical flag project. But there's always going to be someone that either comments on them or they have something to say. And I want to kind of address it. I was going to go ahead and make a big video on it, but then I realized, I don't know. I don't think I want to, I don't know. I don't know. One of the questions that I get is the lattice one, because of the light blue. Now there is, if you're Puerto Rican and you know about it, there is a poem that says that the blue of the flag is supposed to represent the blue in the skies, which is why a lot of people have been using the light triangle. But it doesn't change history, right? Like, it doesn't change the fact that in the court system, it has a darker blue. It doesn't change the fact that when the United States came in, they decided to turn the blue into the same blue that the United States flag. And it doesn't change that. It doesn't change the fact that the original lattice flag, whether it was because that's all they had or not, it had a darker blue, maybe not as dark, but a darker blue, because maybe the resources, whoever quilted it, whatever it may be, there's talk and speculations about whether the star is a light yellow or white. And there's always a debate. Why? Because there's a lot of things that were never placed legally for the island, right? Because our status is always, or have always been, up in the air. But the people itself always have something to say. And I'm kind of like on the fence about whether or not to address such things, because there's a lot of people that this is their flag, right? And I say they because I personally recognize all of them. So I'm going to say they. There are a lot of people that are very adamant as far as for the light blue, again, because of what was supposed to be in the original flag. But this was never recognized officially by law. So I understand what the people like, which is why I create a lot of work with the light blue. But I also know, or try to pay homage to history, because that's really all I care about. I don't really care too much about, it's not the right word. I am for the people, which is why I also have the black one. This is not an official flag, but I do have it. Why? Because it represents something. It represents a moment of history. But I'm not gonna throw the historical aspects of it or even the official aspects of it to the wayside. But I always do feel like there's always someone that has to comment on it. And that's the part that I kind of wish that we would change about ourselves. Sometimes we have to learn that we are going to be scrolling through something, or someone's going to do an interpretation, whether it's an art piece or a craft or whatever, and you may not necessarily agree with it or want it. And my thing is, if you don't agree with it, then don't purchase it, or don't follow it, or don't whatever. It's not, I feel like we have to get out of that mindset of that we have to comment on it, right? Because I don't see the purpose of it. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to go ahead and bring that up. I do custom orders. So I know some people say, I want the whole set with nothing but this one flag. That's fine. As long as you're willing to pay for it, go for it. Because I do charge a fee, because that's the time now that I have to take out to create the extra ones. There are people that say, I want the lattice flag in a light blue. By all means, go for it. Just pay for the fee. And that's kind of the mindset that now I have to kind of get on. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. But anyway, that's the shop update. The shop updates is I kind of got a little sidetracked. I'm sorry. But I'm creating a lot of these coasters. They are time consuming. They will be dropping on April 15th. The next one that for some reason now started coming back up are these round ones. I'm not done with them. I gotta add the little cork stoppers, and these come in a set of 4. These I'm planning a full restock in May, but I did have some that were not glossed yet, and some people ordered them, so I went ahead and varnished them, and now these will be going out. So needless to say, it's busy here, and the ornaments have already people been purchasing the hearts, and I have a couple of the visor ones coming up. I already have those marked. So basically for the next couple of months now, it's all about wood crafts. And that's it. That's really my shop update. I'm going to go ahead and include some videos of me working on these, as well as some packaging ones, packaging videos, because that's what's been happening. I've been literally painting, packaging, shipping, yeah. And recording and taking pictures and doing all of that. What else is new? My original canvases, such as that one back there, right there. There's a lot of canvases that I do have around the house that I have painted that I've been kind of not wanting to sell them for whatever reason. I don't know, because they mean something to me. I created them with a feeling and an emotion, but I realized that I can't keep all of my canvases. So, including the sugarcane and resignation, they mean something. They are a part of me, and I'm gonna put them. I've already put them up on my gallery on my website. Those will be sold by private transactions. Basically, you would have to contact me, mainly because of the shipping. When canvases are so large, the shipping and handling is what is the most tedious part of shipping. It's not like these crafts. I can't. Shipping canvases is a whole different thing. So you can check out the gallery. I think I'll put the link for my gallery in my description, as well as all the other links. I'll put that up there. As far as the flags, I don't know. Tell me let me know how you feel about that. Well, again, it's just people. People sometimes I just feel like. Anyways, thank you guys for your visit. I'm talking too much. I'll see you guys next time. I don't know what the next video will be because I will be working, so most likely it's either going to be an art vlog or another studio vlog. I do want to thank you guys so much for your support and everything, and I will see you guys next time. Adios. I'll leave you guys now with a little bit of behind the scenes. I'm packaging some orders and, of course, painting some coasters in between. I'm trying to go ahead and wrap and package as I go, as I get the orders ready, basically. So I'm going to put some music on and just sit back and relax for a little bit. subscribe, and check out the description boxes for other links or other ways to get in touch with me. I'll see you guys next time.